Lady Walker Show.
Howdy, 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 and more howdy to you. Welcome to the Lady Walker Show and my beloved peeps. You know that I am Lady Walker, aka yours truly. We have a gem dandy of a show in store for you. My guest is all the way from Canton. Now she may say in Jackson, we'll find out. But she's a native of Canton, Mississippi. She is here to tell us a little bit about the stage play that is coming up this month in April. It's a good movie, and it is entitled Falling in Love with All the Wrong Men. Anywho, welcome to the show, none other than the writer of the play, Miss Te'Ambera Ware. Welcome to the show, Miss CEO.
Thank you.
It's a little hot in the studio,
It's
so
okay.
if you see me perspiring, and if y'all see me perspiring, it is hot. The AC isn't really working as of now, but I'm pretty sure before the day is gone, maybe it may be working. So, Miss Te'Ambera, tell us all about the play. We'll find out a little bit about you, but let's just jump right in about the play.
Okay.
Falling in Love with All the Wrong Men.
Yes.
What inspired that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I had been writing a few different plays, and I think when I was going to Instagram, maybe Facebook, you will kind of always see different things about the topic, and so it's a very, very hot topic. And
Yeah, relationships.
Yes, and I began to think about myself. I began to think about my friends and what women go through in general, and so that's what it's about. It's about what women go through in general. I've heard a lot of guys say, I don't want to come to that, but we're
Really?
not.
But see,
Yes.
here is the thing guys do not understand, or some guys do not understand. They need to learn. When you don't want to hear anything about what women feel, what women are thinking, what women want, and you close your mind to it, you're going to miss out on being the best person that you need to be in order
Absolutely.
for a woman to be able to appreciate who you
Absolutely.
are. And just because it's about a woman, you need to learn to understand what a woman goes through, what a woman wants, and all of
right.
that.
That's
Don't shut it
right.
down, because it's
Right.
what a woman may feel.
Right, and then and they'll be, as you said, they'll be able to learn from it what we want, what we desire, but we're not bashing men.
Exactly.
At the end of the story, there is a message, and there's something that women and men alike can take from the story.
And you know what, bashing? When you are telling someone about your experience in a relationship, maybe a relationship that didn't go well and you end up getting out of that relationship, it doesn't mean that you are bashing. You're telling someone your experience. This is what I experienced with this
Right.
person.
Right.
And sometimes men, I don't know, they get that bashing thing. You know, when you say all men are dogs, now that may be bashing. You know, because all men are
not dogs,
There are
right.
some good
Yes, it is.
good men out there.
It is.
That would take care of their women, that would take care of themselves. They would put their family, you know, before they put themselves.
Right.
And again, all men are not dogs. All men are not lazy. All men are not abusive. They can go on and on and on. And that doesn't mean that you're bashing. You're talking about the men who may be that way.
Right.
You know the saying, if the shoe fit, wear it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's it exactly.
Yeah.
But yes, we're very excited about presenting it. It's a dramatic comedy, and there are some serious moments, and there's a lot of laughter, and so we really hope that everybody enjoys it and have a good time.
And it's April.
It's April 20th. I'm sorry, April 20th. I have so many things on my calendar. April 27th. The doors are going to open at 6. It's going to start at 7, and it's on the campus of Hines Community College at the Clyde Muse Center.
And that's in Pearl.
That is in Pearl.
Now you play one of the main characters.
Yes, I don't know how that happened.
You don't know how it happened? Okay, you wrote it.
I
Now,
wrote it.
When you wrote the play, did you have it in mind that you were going to be the one playing that role?
No, ma'am.
You didn't?
And no, ma'am. The process has been so crazy, but I really wanted to find someone else to do the part. I wanted to work behind the scenes on the show, but somehow I ended up just taking the part. So we kind of went through some cast members, and I just fell into it.
Now tell us just a little bit about your character.
Okay, my character, not to kind of give away the story, but the story starts off with two of our teenage cast members, Tyra Patterson.
Oh yes, Tyra Patterson.
Her baby.
Oh,
Tyra,
her baby.
Her baby. Tyra Patterson and Devontae Horton. They are both high schoolers at Jim Hill High School. Yes. So the first part is going to start out with those two, and the mom is Brenda Jefferson, and the setting is the early 80s. And so we're going to take it back a little bit, and then it's going to fall into the adult lyric. And so she's just kind of dating all the wrong guys. And so with each guy, there's a significant story. And so in the end, we'll just kind of bring it back around. So I'm trying not to give the story, but
so
you have to come.
So your character name is?
Lyric. My character is Lyric. Mm-hmm.
Wow, well that is somewhat of interest.
Yes, ma'am. Pray for me.
Oh yes, and I'm pretty sure it will be a success.
Thank you.
And it's the very first one that you have produced.
Yes, ma'am.
As you said, you have written quite a few.
Yes, ma'am.
But this is the first.
This is the first.
Why you think this one is the very first one that you produced versus some of the other ones before?
Well, the reason why this one is coming first is because it's a very, very hot topic. If you go on social media, you see it everywhere. The next one is a sequel. This one is Lyric falling in love with all the wrong men. The sequel is Jackson falling in love with all the wrong women.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But I have another one that is Let All the Aints Say Amen. I may, get in trouble for that one, but
so true still.
Yes. And so we're just gonna bring different plays about different topics to provoke different conversations, needed conversations about just things that we go through in life in general. So,
how long did it take you to write this stage play?
This one I wrote in 2 weeks. I wrote it in 2 weeks, and somebody asked me, "Were you going through something?"
In 2 weeks?
And I was not. I just started writing. You just have to start writing. And I've been writing since I was 16. Let me tell you the story behind that. I've been writing since I was 16, and when I would leave home, I would get home from school, I would just write. And my mom would always tell me, "You really know how to write. You should do something with it." And I just kind of brushed it off, and I stopped writing. I started back when I was about in my early 20s, and then my grandmother's her house burned, and I lost everything that I had written. Wow. And I kind of stopped. I stopped writing for a long time, and so last year over the holidays I began to write some more, and I said I want to do something with it. And she said, "Well, you should." My mom, she said, "Well, you should." And I guess for a long time, when she would tell me that, I would kind of brush it off and say, "No, that's not for me." Or even before I finished college, I would say to myself, "I wish I had a trade. I wish there was some gift that I had, some talent, some skill," not really realizing that I already had it. And so when I began to really take it seriously, I said, "Well, I'm just going to go for it." And just like celebrities and other writers, they're no different. They just trusted it and went with their gifts and made something happen. And so that's what I want to do.
That is so interesting.
Yes.
Well, we are going to take a break and come back, and we'll continue down the pathway of finding out who you are and a little bit more about the play.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, beloved, we will be right back.
I'm beautiful 'cause of me. Say I'm beautiful 'cause of me. I'm beautiful 'cause of me. Yeah, say I'm beautiful 'cause of me. Yeah. Always be yourself. Always love yourself. I'm beautiful 'cause of me. Say I'm beautiful 'cause of me. I'm beautiful 'cause of me. Yeah, say I'm beautiful 'cause of me. Yeah.
Welcome back, my peeps. My guest, Te'Ambera, but I think it's Te'Ambera Ware, but sometimes Te'Ambera. think it's
people.
easy for me to say that. I don't want to butcher your name, okay? They're just like butchering my name, but my name is really easy. But that Te'Ambera, Ty had told me that's how it's pronounced, Te'Ambera. But you got the A at the end,
At
though.
the end.
Yeah.
My mother says it's pronounced Te'Ambria, but a lot of times I just Te'Ambera, yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
It's
Now, you
easier.
said that your mom recognized that gift in you.
She did.
And she pushed you towards that way,
Yes, ma'am.
which is really good because a lot of parents don't recognize their kids' gifts early on, or they may not recognize it at all.
Right.
Somebody else may, okay?
Somebody else may do it.
Now, you are a teacher.
I am a
You went to JSU.
I did.
You majored in history.
History, yes. I majored in history department at Jackson State.
Isn't that something?
Yes, ma'am. And that's what I teach. I teach history.
Okay. What, elementary?
Middle.
Middle, no,
Yes.
I meant middle.
Middle school.
Since when does elementary actually do history?
Well, they
History
do.
Oh, they
They
do?
do. Mhm, they
Towards
do.
the letter, 5th grade or
Upper
something?
elementary, yes, ma'am. But I cannot teach elementary. I love the babies, but I think I'm right in my lane. So.
So you're looking at middle school. What are we looking at? 6, 7, 8?
6, 7, 8.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I substituted teaching many a times, but that's not my calling.
Is that your call?
Oh, that's not my calling. Never.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, but anywho, I enjoyed the time that I did do it, but I
yeah.
realized that that's
It
not for me.
you. Yeah, but and they truly are a blessing. And speaking of history, with my writings, I want to do a lot of things as it pertains to African American history, do some plays, and hopefully it takes off.
Yes,
hopefully it takes off.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I said earlier that you were all the way from Canton, Mississippi, a native, and I said, well, maybe she stays in Jackson, but it's not. Jackson is Ridgeland.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I'm in
okay.
Ridgeland.
You have any children?
I have one. I have one son. He's 16.
Really?
Yes. he's
Okay.
16. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, tell us about the play, as in who all is going to be some of the characters playing in the play?
Okay. Ooh, I hope I get everybody
Because it's about
so
how many,
large.
14 or 15?
It's about 15 different cast members.
So you may
and
not want to name them, huh? Just
Oh
in case
my
you leave out
goodness,
somebody.
I don't want to miss it anybody, but we have Kamikia Hodge, she's playing Alyssa. We have Kanisha Anderson, she's playing Leah. We have Ty A. Patterson. Ty is playing 2 roles. She's playing Linda and Tabitha.
Really?
She is. She's taking on 2.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I'm so excited about it. We have Miss Brenda Jefferson. She's the mom. She's playing Miss Bertha, Young Lyric's mother. We have Cord Short, who is he's a rap artist here in the area, and he's playing Jackson.
Is he the one that, I know it's a song somewhere on...
Sarah Botham.
Yeah, okay, he wrote that?
He wrote that.
Okay.
And then we have Trey Smith, he's playing Bryson. Nathaniel Horton, he's playing Carter. Lon Lenore, he's playing Gabe. We have the director, Natalie Hill. We have Ariane Jones, she's playing AJ. Oh, I hope I'm not missing anybody.
Oh,
so
wow.
many people.
But if not, it's just like you're pressing for time, and I got to remember this. I didn't know I was supposed to be naming everybody.
Okay, but I want Sabian Thomas. He's new. We got him at the last minute. We needed somebody. Sabian Thomas. He's playing Felipe. Felipe is a very funny character. Hopefully, I'm not missing anybody. Please charge it to my mind, not my heart.
Right,
But
because
yes.
I didn't tell you that I was going to ask you that. As a matter of fact, I didn't give you any questions.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, we have an amazing cast, and it was really hard to get all the cast members.
Yeah, that's the thing. How do you gather everybody together and the practice and all of that goes into it?
Well, this has been a year-long process, a little over a year. I did several casting calls, and I had only a few to show. And I would say, I know there's a lot of talent here. People aren't showing, so I don't know if they weren't getting the flyers or what, but we ended up getting all the characters after so long. And hopefully we can get some more people on, because I know that there's a lot of talent in the Jackson surrounding area. But 15 different cast members, and we vibe. The chemistry is so well, and just so appreciative that everybody came on board with me.
Is it that the people who are participating, do they have to have some kind of experience in it, have played in plays before?
No, ma'am, not at all. We have some people that's in the cast that have performed before, like Ty. She's done stage plays. She's written her stage plays before, and you know, Ty is an author as well. And Natalie, she went to school for it, and Trey, he has done it. But a majority of the cast has never acted before. I've never acted. I have the lead role. You know, I've written, but I've never done any acting. So no, we learn together. We study, and we have classes with Rashad Smith, and so we work it. We get it.
And you said that you wrote it in 2 weeks. This play in a 2 weeks time.
In a 2 weeks time, and of course, after that, there's a lot of editing. So I've added, you know, as we went along, but in that 2 week span, it was about 40, 50 pages, and I think we've gotten over to about 80 pages, like an 80 page or something right along in there.
Because you got to memorize your lines and all of that.
Yes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
So are y'all practicing weekly, especially since the stage play is getting closer now?
Yes, we've been practicing for months.
For months.
Yes,
and that's the thing, that dedication. And thank God that the people who are part of the play, that they are there, you know, when it comes to the practice and all of that.
Right, and no one complains, you know, whenever, you know, I need them, they're just whatever you need, and I'm just so appreciative for that. We practice every Sunday at the community compound. They're right there in Frondren, and sometimes they'll come over to my place and we'll do Zoom and different things, and so we work.
Now you're looking at the props and the lighting and all of that. Is Hines going to supply that, or is that something that people are donating?
No, ma'am. I'm just getting it, either purchasing or donations, and but we're having to supply everything. They are supplying, like, you know, the mics and the lapels and different things like that. But it's the process. It's a lot of work behind getting everything together and creating the set. So
before you. Before everybody came together, well, I guess it was during the whole process. You had to know we got to get this here. We have to have this here, because you're looking at how many rooms would the play be mainly just a living room area kind of set up?
We have about 3 or 4 different settings. I think we eliminated one to make it a little bit easier, but we have 3 different settings.
And so you got to have the people to come in and to bring that furniture. Right. You're right, like you said, it's a lot that go into it.
Videoing, sound.
That is very important.
Yes, we have all that, and people are coming on board to do it.
Okay, well, we are going to take our final break and come back and talk a little bit more on where people can purchase their tickets and all of that.
Okay.
All right, beloved, we'll be right back. Na, 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 na. Ooh, child. Ooh, child.
Mean to tell me you're too big? Clothes they won't fit. Nice slim waist, love curves that won't quit. Don't let them kill your self-esteem. Them double standards doubles cause they know you a queen. Get your own hair together, madam.
I'm married, I have kids, and I work hard. I'm not his girlfriend, his boo, his babe, or his work wife. I'm his real wife, for better or for worse.
One thing I want to say, man, is when you get married, man, make sure you know what you're getting into. I love my wife, but man, I think I need some freedom, man.
So have you ever had a friend who just won't listen to anything you say? Ellie is sick of talking to me about the same stuff. I mean, successful, smart, beautiful, but choices in me? Oh my God.
I know what to say to the ladies, but I don't want no girlfriend. I mean, I'm 17, still in high school. What I need a girlfriend for? I'm just trying to hit it and quit it.
My mom, she gives great advice, but I don't always listen. I mean, she's old, I'm young. I just want to live my own life.
I'm childbearing. She always makes bad decisions. I believe she has father issues, but she did keep her head in those books like I told her. I just keep falling in love with all the wrong guys, Mr. Cheater.
Well, I'm Bryson. I'm smart, successful, I'm handsome, I'm Mr. Right.
Mr. Download guy, Mr. Broken Area.
I believe in forever relationship, but one thing I'm not finna do is pay the whole bill because there's certain steps you gotta take towards that.
Mr. I'm married. Mr. Friends with benefits.
Relationships? I don't believe in those. Friends helping friends? That's what I'm about.
Got 2 kids and a failed marriage. I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship, especially after dealing with one of the craziest women I've met before in my life. But I'm open to it if it happens.
At some point, can I just find Mr. Right?
She won't do 90-day rules. Have you heard of that? What about celibacy? She does not believe in it. Listen, you just won't listen.
I'm beautiful cause of me. Say I'm beautiful cause of me. I'm beautiful cause of me. Yeah, say I'm beautiful cause of me. Yeah. Always be yourself. Always love yourself.
Falling in love with all the wrong men. My guest today, or should I say tonight because the show airs at night. Well, anywho, my guest tonight is Te'Ambera Ware. Okay, I was thinking about air. Air, I guess we need the air. Okay, there are some other things you want to make mention of. You want to make sure you give thanks to
God. I said, I'm missing somebody. Wait a minute now. Yes, I just, before I started, I said, I have to take God with me. I have to take God with me. I want him to just lead the way. I want to be obedient. And when you're obedient, things start happening. Mm-hmm. And I've learned to trust the process. And so the slogan is, it's not about us.
It's not about us.
It's not about us, because it's not about us. It's not about the writer. It's not about the actors, the actresses. It's not about the people who help with the stage. It's not about the videographers. It's about the people. Mm-hmm. It's about the people. So we want something that we say or do in the play to hit somebody, to change their lives in some way. So there's always a message. There's gonna always be a message behind it. So it's not about us. It's about.
So in other words, we need to be open-minded to the play itself.
Absolutely.
So that we can receive from it.
Absolutely.
Receive the message from it.
Receive the message. There's always a message.
Now, what are some challenging moments that you faced in preparing for this stage play?
Oh, goodness. Just getting the cast together, that was a challenge. I did some fundraisers, and with some of the fundraisers that I did, I ended up losing money.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I ended up losing money, and someone told me, God's not gonna, sometimes he's not going to give you the budget. If I'm quoting it right, sometimes he's not going to give you the budget. Sometimes you just have to work. And so when I learned to trust the process, I realized that this happened because this needed to happen, and that happened because that needed to happen. And when you
But did you ever feel like you wanted to give up, bump it?
No, because it's not me.
Okay.
It's not me. I've had some discouraging moments, but I'm just not the type of person to give up. I just have to pick up everything and just keep moving with what I have.
That's good.
Yeah, I think I got that from my mom.
Did you?
I did.
Any brothers and sisters?
I have a sister, Erica, and I have a younger sister. She's Brooklyn. She's 9, and that was one thing I wanted to mention. When we were growing up, we were raised by my mother and my grandmother, and my grandmother would always take us to the library. We would watch movies and different things. We had to have to read books, and I think that's where it all began, with watching movies like Sounder or The Color Purple and different things like that. And I would kind of always imagine myself either being in it or writing in it, or I would say, well, they could have did that a little different. They could have put a twist on it, so I'm trying to tweak somebody else's writing, but I think that's where I would. But that is where it began, and And I'm grateful for the followers, everyone who has been sharing the flyers, sharing the videos. I see them. I just want them to know that I see them, and every time I see a share, it really goes to heart. It really goes to heart.
Because, you know, here's the thing about sharing, especially on social media, it doesn't hurt to share.
It does not.
It's not going to cost you really anything to share.
There's power
when somebody asks you to just share it, depending on what it is. Depending on what it is. But a play like this here, I'm pretty sure it doesn't hurt to share that.
Yes,
so that other people can have that information just in case they are interested in attending the play. Now, again, if someone is interested, whereby can they purchase the tickets?
Well, they can purchase tickets on the website. It's www.waregirl.com. We also have it at Eventbrite. Miss Olita's gifts, Greeks, and baskets. She's going to be selling them there, and you can see any cast member.
Oh, okay. Now, what if someone don't visit any of the website or anything, and they just come in there? Can they pay when they get there?
They can pay when they get there, absolutely. We'll accept cash or credit on site.
Okay.
Yes, and general tickets are $15 in advance, $20 at the door, and VIP is $29.
Okay. Now, what will you tell someone who is interested in, you know, doing the same thing, maybe one day start a play or whatever from that standpoint, or any dream? What would you tell them? What advice would you give someone who's pursuing maybe not exactly what you are, but then it could be what you're doing? What would you tell them?
I would just tell them to stop telling yourself no. Sometimes we see other people living out their gifts, and we may or may not become intimidated by what others are doing, but you have to look at yourself and you have to tell yourself, yes, I can do this. And you just have to move on with your gift, because everyone has a different gift. You have to realize what your purpose is, what that gift is, and move forward with it. And if it is writing, you just have to start writing. You just have to write. There is no trick move. You just get a pen and paper, get a laptop, and write. And it involves a lot of editing. You'll edit as you go, but just do it. Just do it.
Now, as you said early on, there will be some other shows that you will be doing. There will be sequels to whatever. What's the guy falling in love with all the wrong?
Jackson. Falling in love with all the wrong women.
So you think that would be your next play after this one, or it would be something else?
I was trying to decide if I wanted that one to be next, or to talk about something different, talk about a different topic, bring a different topic.
Well, who are some people that inspire you when it comes to doing your play, putting on your play?
Oh my goodness!
I know there are quite a few out there.
It is quite a few. Oprah Winfrey. Let's start with her. Oprah Winfrey. Azarae. Miss Akil, it's a lot of different people, and I tend to listen to Steve Harvey as well a lot, and so they are very, very motivating, and you have to keep prayer. You have to stay prayed.
That you do.
You do have to be prayerful, but it's a lot of people, a lot of different things I've seen over the years. People doing it. I just have to follow their lead.
And you know what? And not beat yourself up if you miss it. You know, if you play that comparison game, you know, especially from a negative standpoint, you can be easily to give up if you're comparing. Well, I don't have this, because sometimes we like to have every T crossed, every I dotted before we venture out in pursuit of something.
Absolutely. Sometimes, you know, you may do it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and it may not work out. You just have to keep going. You have to keep going.
All right, well, guess what time it is? It's time for me to wrap it up.
Okay.
Yes, but it has been a pleasing pleasure to sit here and sup a little tea with you, my friend.
Yes.
Miss Te'Ambera, CEO of Ware Girl Productions.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
well, if anyone is interested in just learning a bit more about the production company, any contact information there?
Yes, well, they can email me at admin@waregirl.com or tware@waregirl.com. We're on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Ware Girl Productions, or just shoot me a message. I will answer a message anytime.
All right.
Yes,
y'all hear that? Here she will answer a message at enter time. NT.
NT.
I know it's any, but enter time.
We'll go
All
with
right, I know. Well, anyway, honey, it's a pleasure
Yes,
pleasure
ma'am.
to
Yes,
supplement
ma'am.
the tea
Thank
with
you.
Look forward to you
Yes,
coming
ma'am.
back.
Okay.
And on that note, my beloved friend, Deborah is wrapping me up. We got to go. You know it has been real. So I am going to plant you now, as always, but I would not forget to dig you up. I don't think. Ta-ta.